Marcus Webb had always considered himself unlucky in love, but he never imagined that a throwaway comment at an intergalactic diplomatic reception would seal his fate forever. The year was 2247, and humanity had finally earned its seat at the Galactic Council after decades of proving they weren't going to accidentally blow up their own solar system. Marcus, a mid-level cultural liaison officer, had been sent to the reception on Station Harmony as little more than a warm body to fill space. His job was simple: smile, nod, and don't insult anyone's appendages. The reception hall sparkled with bioluminescent decorations from a dozen worlds. Delegates from across known space mingled in clusters, their translation devices chirping away in a babel of languages. Marcus stood near the refreshment table, nursing something that tasted vaguely like champagne mixed with motor oil, when he noticed them. The twin sisters were impossible to miss. They stood nearly 7 feet tall, with skin that shimmered between silver and blue depending on the light. Their features were humanoid, enough to be striking rather than alien, with high cheekbones, large eyes that held depths of violet and gold, and hair that seemed to flow like liquid starlight down their backs. They wore matching diplomatic sashes that identified them as representatives from the Phalen Consortium, one of the more powerful alliance groups in the galaxy. Their names, as Marcus would learn, were Lyra and Nova, and they were currently engaged in what appeared to be an intense discussion with a reptilian delegate who seemed increasingly uncomfortable with their attention. Marcus turned to the fungal diplomat beside him, a friendly creature named Bort, who had been explaining the intricacies of spore-based communication for the past 20 minutes. "What's their deal?" Marcus asked, nodding toward the twins. Bort's cap rippled with what Marcus had learned to interpret as amusement. "Ah, the Phalen sisters. They are what your species might call royalty, though the term doesn't quite translate. They are searching. For what?" "A mate," Bort said simply. "Their species bonds in trios. They have been looking for a compatible third for nearly a decade. By their standards, they are becoming quite desperate." Marcus snorted into his drink. "Good luck to them. I know how that feels. You are also searching?" "Me? No, I'm single." "Happily single," Marcus said with a self-deprecating laugh. "Given up on the whole thing, really. Humans and relationships, we're not great at it." He didn't notice that Lyra and Nova had abandoned their previous conversation target. He didn't notice them approaching until they were standing directly in front of him, their presence commanding enough that even Bort quietly excused himself and shuffled away with surprising speed for a fungus. "You are single?" Lyra asked, her voice like crystal bells. Marcus blinked up at them. Yes? I mean, I was just saying. And you have given up searching?" Nova leaned closer, her eyes studying him with an intensity that made him feel like a specimen under a microscope. "I mean, kind of? Look, I was just making conversation." "Perfect," both sisters said in unison. Before Marcus could process what was happening, each sister had taken one of his arms. Their grip was gentle, but absolutely unyielding. "Wait, what's happening right now?" Marcus tried to pull away, but it was like trying to move a mountain. "You are compatible," Lyra said, her expression brightening with unmistakable joy. "We knew the moment we heard your voice. The resonance is perfect. The what now?" Nova's smile could have lit up the entire station. "Phalen bonding is based on harmonic compatibility. Every being produces a unique frequency. When we heard you speak, we heard the third tone we have been searching for. You complete our triad." "Okay, so I think there's been a misunderstanding," Marcus said, trying to keep his voice calm. "I'm just a human. I was making a joke. We do that. It's a thing we do." "We understand humor," Lyra assured him. "This is not humor. This is destiny." Marcus looked around desperately for help. The other delegates had formed a wide circle around them, watching with varying expressions of curiosity and amusement. None of them seemed inclined to intervene. Can someone explain to them that I'm not, signing up for alien marriage here? Bort's voice drifted from somewhere in the crowd. If they have chosen you, it is already done in the eyes of Phalen law. Congratulations on your bonding. What? No, I didn't agree to anything. You stated you were single and available, Nova said reasonably. We are single and available. The harmony is present. What further agreement is required? Marcus felt his panic rising. Look, ladies, you seem very nice, but I can't just go off and be part of some alien bond thing. I have a job. I have a life. I have a cat. We shall acquire your cat, Lyra said with the tone of someone solving a simple problem. We shall also accommodate your employment. The Phalen Consortium maintains excellent relations with humanity. Arrangements will be made. Your quarters on our vessel are quite spacious, Nova added helpfully. We have already forwarded the bonding declaration to both our government and yours. You what? His communicator buzzed. Marcus fumbled it out of his pocket to find a message from his supervisor. Congratulations on your diplomatic bonding. This is a tremendous opportunity for human-Phalen relations. Please proceed with the ceremony. Your belongings are being transferred now. This is insane, Marcus muttered. This is actually insane. Is the concept of bonding not present in human culture? Lyra asked, her expression showing the first hint of concern. Yes, but we usually date first. We get to know each other. There's a process. We have time for these things, Nova said soothingly. We have many years ahead of us. Phalen bonds last for centuries. Centuries? Our medicine is quite advanced. You will be treated to extend your lifespan to match ours. It is part of the bonding. Marcus felt like reality was tilting sideways. He had walked into this reception, a single, slightly lonely human, with no prospects in a job he tolerated. He was apparently walking out as 1/3 of an alien power trio that would live for centuries. What if I say no? He asked weakly. Both sisters looked genuinely confused by the question. But you are compatible, Lyra said. And you stated you were available. The harmony is perfect, Nova added. Why would you refuse? Marcus opened his mouth to explain all the reasons why a person might refuse, but then he paused. He looked at their faces, so full of hope and certainty. He thought about his empty apartment, his string of failed relationships, the bone-deep loneliness he'd been carrying for years. What exactly does this bonding involve? He asked carefully. Their expressions lit up like supernovas. We shall show you our worlds, Lyra said eagerly. The crystal forests of Phalen Prime, the singing seas of our sister colonies. We shall share our knowledge, our lives, our futures, Nova continued. Phalen bonds are partnerships in all things. We shall protect you, support you, adventure with you. And in return, you shall do the same for us, they said together. That is the nature of balance. Marcus looked around the reception hall one more time. Every delegate was watching him with expressions ranging from envy to fascination. He thought about what awaited him back on Earth. The same routine, the same disappointments, the same slow march toward an ordinary end. Then he thought about crystal forests and singing seas, about living for centuries with partners who had crossed the galaxy to find him, about becoming part of something larger than himself. Do I at least get to finish my drink first? He asked. The sisters' laughter was like music. Of course, Lyra said. We have waited a decade. We can wait a few more minutes. Nova squeezed his arm gently. Though not much longer. We are eager to begin. Marcus downed the rest of his terrible champagne motor oil hybrid in one gulp. All right then. I guess we're doing this. The reception hall erupted in applause from dozens of species. Somewhere in the crowd, Ort was cheerfully explaining to anyone who would listen that he had witnessed the exact moment of bonding, which would surely earn him significant social spores. As the sisters led him toward the docking bay where their vessel waited, Marcus couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. He had jokingly said he was single at a party, and now he was bonded to twin alien princesses for the next several centuries. But as he walked between them, feeling their certainty and warmth, seeing how they looked at him like he was the missing piece they'd been searching for across the stars, Marcus realized something unexpected. Maybe, for once in his life, he was exactly where he was supposed to be. So, he said as they entered the airlock, "Do you two actually like cats, or were you just saying that?" Their laughter followed him into his new life among the stars, and Marcus Webb, the unluckiest man in love, discovered that sometimes the universe has a sense of humor after all.